going to give you a series of events from world history. You just have to tell me the year in which they happened, please. No. And whoever gets closest will score themselves a point. The first thing I'd like you to have a little stab at, please, is this. The Turner Prize is awarded for the first time. When was the Turner Prize awarded for the first time? What do you think at home on this one, Turner Prize? Kevin, what was your thinking here?
I've got absolutely no idea, just complete wild guess. So I went 1964.
Doesn't sound crazy, does it?
Great number.
Kima, what have you gone for?
I feel good about this, you know? I don't really know what the Turner Prize is or what happened in the 50s, so I decided to combine that lack of knowledge.
1956, hello. As in 2 bits of ignorance make a blinding insight.
Exactly.
Could be right. Victoria, do you have any clue on this?
No clue, it's a guess.
Lovely.
I'm not far from Kevin. Actually, I'm not far from Kima either, actually.
Yeah, 1967, you're saying, so 64 and 67 and 56. JJ.
Yeah, you've asked us to write a number, and I've written a number.
Yeah.
Which is 1970, year of my birth. So, what do you think at home here? When was the Turner Prize awarded for the first time, and who scored a point? 84. JJ. Gets a point.
Wow.
Well, I think I'm here 14 years out.
Not sure.
Oh, my God.
Well played,
Well
JJ.
done.
I tell you what, JJ, when it's your day, it's your day.
Yeah, it really
you better
is.
own it.
The next question. I wonder if you could write me down a year for this, please. The birth of Guru Nanak, the founder of Sikhism.
Oh.
What do you think at home, Guru Nanak? When was Guru Nanak born?
Oh, God.
I mean...
I don't know.
Apologies.
Yeah.
From all of us.
Absolutely.
The Sikh community.
Disgraceful lack
We
of knowledge.
just don't know. Just waiting for Kevin and JJ?
Stop the vote.
Absolutely no
Stop the
idea.
count.
I've just written a random number.
OK, we're in. Kima.
Great.
Random answer? Or...
You came to the expert. I picked 1725 because I feel like Sikhism is not super, super old. Yeah, that's why I made my guess. Also, it very well could be super, super old.
OK, thank you. 1725 says Kima. Victoria, what are you saying? Earlier, later?
I really don't know. I just,
800,
I just wrote a number.
I think we find ourselves in the position where none of us is speaking with any authority.
No.
Put it that way. JJ?
Did you say 800? But 805.
No.
That is-
Interesting.
No.
Interesting. And Kevin?
It was 803.
This is really weird, because I went 850.
Ooh.
Wow, so 800, 805, 850, and then 1725.
I'm like, it's brand new. It's very fresh.
Oh, God.
What do you think at home on this one? Where are you on this? The answer is 1469. Kima. You get
I was trying to do the math. I was like, is that closer to me?
that is 256 years out. That'll do you, though, wouldn't it?
Nice.
Very, very well done. If you got closer at home, nicely done. Richard III, the last king of the House of York, dies during the Battle of Bosworth Field. Right, that feels like something we were taught at school, right? Bosworth Field. Well, Hugh knows, look.
No.
Hugh had a proper education.
Who's Queen Elizabeth now the second's dad?
Who's Queen Elizabeth II's dad?
Yeah.
Is George VI.
Yeah, it didn't help. Right.
Everyone locked in. Susie, what have you gone with?
Zero idea, I'm afraid. 1500.
1500. Beautiful. It's a nice starting point for us all to triangulate out from. Hugh, I think you look quietly confident.
I think it was a bit earlier than that, but I nearly went 14 and then a 30. But they dug him up a few years ago, didn't they? It was the car park.
Oh, he's the Leicester car park guy. So 1387, says Hugh. Jamali, when was Leicester car park guy? Oh, hello.
As well.
Oh, wow. Jamali.
How about that? And Jodie, what were you thinking?
I went also very close. 1480.
1480. Very, very close. What do you think at home on this one? Again, I know some people will definitely know this answer, but let's find out, shall we? When did Richard III die and who has scored the point? 1485, Jodie. 5 years out. Wow, how about that? The first Now That's What I Call Music compilation album is released. The first Now That's What I Call Music compilation album is released. I remember, because I'm very much the oldest person here, I remember buying that. What do you think about this one at home? Anyone like me bought that one? Everybody is in. Lucy, what was your thinking?
I think it's in the 70s, so I've just gone with...
1970.
Yeah.
OK. You think I was old enough to buy this in 1970, would be your question. 1970 says Lucy. Jake, what are you saying?
I'm going to go 1980.
1980,
Yeah.
That's a bit more respectful. Thank you, Jake. Shazia, what are you thinking?
I've gone the same as Jake, 1980.
1980, says Shazia. 70, 80, 80, Joe?
89.
89.
Most respectful to you, though.
Says that's much more respectful. Thank you. I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
Can I have a guess on this one? I think it would be about 1984 would be my guess. I had like Phil Collins on it and stuff like that. I would say 84. What do we think at home if you bought it? Let's take a look, shall we? When was that album released? 1983. 83. So we have joint winners there. Jake and Shazia both get themselves a point. Well done. 1983. The escapologist Harry Houdini is born. But that was a complicated birth. The escapologist Harry Houdini is born. When was that? What do you think about this one at home? Everybody in? Matthew, what are you thinking on this one?
I have plumped for 1870.
It feels like maybe he was around...
Sort of Victorian feel to it.
Yeah, 1870 says Matthew. Ruby, what are you saying?
I'm regretting my answer because I was going to go for 1890.
1911?
1911.
Again, the sort of same ballpark, isn't it? 1911. Ingrid, any...
You know what's weird?
Any knowledge?
Oh, stop it!
Whoa!
I mean, it's not necessarily right,
That's
but...
interesting.
great mind.
1890. That's funny. Ed, what have you said?
This is anybody's game. I've gone for 1880.
Oh, how about that? 1870, 1880, 1890, 1911. Let's find out when was Harry Houdini born and who has scored a point. 1874. The point goes to Matthew. Well done. Well done, Matthew. 1874. Well done if you got that one bang on at home. Peterhouse College, the first college of the University of Cambridge, is founded. So the foundation of the University of Cambridge. When was that? So whoever is closest gets a point. What do you think at home on this one? Have a little guess, write down a year. You don't need to write it down, I trust you. You can think it in your head if you wish. You're only cheating yourself if you change it. So, Cariad, what was your thinking and what have you gone for?
I know that in Shakespeare's time, there was people going to study at Cambridge.
OK.
But was the college founded, or was that just a place of learning?
And also, then when was Shakespeare?
Yeah, right?
It's a whole other problem.
That mythical figure.
Yeah.
So I went for 1647.
1647?
Kind of rough.
Cariad. Dennis, what was your thinking here?
Not a lot of thinking went on. But no, I was thinking back 400 years, 300 years. Anyway, I come up with 1786.
1786. Nicely underlined for emphasis as well. So we've got 17th century and 18th century. Yasmin, where have you gone?
I put no thought into this whatsoever.
Thank you.
And I just wrote some numbers down.
1896, so we're going forward in history.
Yeah.
Jeff, what do you think?
Same thing. Number came in head, wrote number 1690.
Ooh.
1690.
Close, yeah.
1690. So Cariad is the earliest, Yasmin is the latest. What do you think at home on this one? Let's take a look. When was it founded and who has scored a point?
Oh, wow.
1284. Cariad, you got yourself a point there by being 350 years out.
I knew it'd been around for ages.
That's the joy of this round. The Theatre Royal Drury Lane is opened. That's interesting. OK, everyone is locked in. Tiff, what are you thinking here?
Please let me have a point. I'm thinking...
Yeah.
I remember seeing something near a cornice outside a building. I don't know if it's Theatre Royal, 1882.
1882. Sanjeev.
Here's my thinking, Richard Osman. Queen Victoria said, we are not amused. Someone says, we'll amuse you, we'll build a theatre and put on nice things in the year 1892.
1892, so same, pretty much same thinking.
Time frame.
2 Victorian answers there. Joe, what are you thinking?
Same. I just like the numbers 7 and 9. So.
1879, so we're all thinking much the same here. Roger, what are you thinking?
Well, I didn't know, but I thought, what will these three do? And they'll all go down the route of Victorian.
Yeah.
I thought, so let's say maybe it isn't. It was a bit earlier. So I'm going to go lower.
Yeah.
1790.
1790. It's the oldest London theatre still in use, the Theatre Royal. But when did it open and who's won the point? 1663. Wow.
Just got to play the odds.
Roger, well, you played them beautifully.
Think what the others are doing and then have a guess.
The world's oldest football club, Sheffield FC, is founded. When was the world's oldest football club founded? That's soccer club, Kimberly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go. Sean, what are you thinking?
I know my team, Tottenham Hotspur, I think it was sort of 1890-something. And I think it was one of the earlier ones. And I think this is 1888.
1888, says Sean. OK, it's got 1888.
With no confidence.
Kimberly, what are you saying? Uh-oh.
Well, I started in the 40s.
All right.
Literally have no idea, but just trying to lean on my partner's knowledge and just went for 1977.
1977. OK, interesting. That's interesting. It's got a lot of British football fans. That's perfectly all right. Listen, we'll get on to something that's non-soccer related in a moment.
Awesome.
Louise, what are you saying?
I mean, pretty much on the same sort of thing as Sean, thinking it's going to be earlier than 19 anything. I went for a very kind of similar date, actually.
1872, says Louise.
No particular reason why.
Chris, any thinking here?
Well, that's my answer, and it was just 1900, and it's pre that, shave a few years off and hope for the best.
So you've gone for?
1892.
1892, says Chris. So let's find out. What do you think at home on this one? When was Sheffield FC formed and who scored a point? 1857, Louise, you're closest. Well done, 1857. Yeah, I guess the league was around about then, wasn't it? But that's when it all kicked off. Poet Robert Burns is born. We sit here very proudly in Glasgow. You're surrounded by proud Scots, but don't let that put any pressure on you. Nabil, what are you thinking on this one?
I have absolutely no clue.
That's how we like it.
I just wrote a date. I just wrote a random date I have.
1876, Nabil is saying. Luke, what are you saying?
Well, I know Robbie Burns, and he is born in 1720.
1720.
Whether you like it or not.
Interesting and lovely to have Pam Ayres introducing that. Sarah, what are you saying?
I'm quite similar to Nabil, just in a kind of guessed, just no idea, 1870.
1870, says Sarah. And Philippa?
I thought he sounded quite modern, so I went 1861.
1861. OK, so we've got 3 19th centuries and an 18th century. What do you think at home on Robbie Burns? Let's take a look, shall we? When was he born? Who scored a point? 1759. Luke, very well played.
I told you.
Hey.
Exactly.
Final question in this round. Desert Island Discs debuts on the BBC. Has anyone here been on Desert Island Discs? Have you?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was great.
Exciting. And did you have to choose like your one favourite in
Yeah.
the end? And what did you choose?
Well, my theory was that I needed a song or a piece of music that would get me moving, to make me raft, and off I go.
Yes.
So the only one that I thought I couldn't sing was the theme from Superman, and I thought that would give me the sort of get up and go to get up and go.
A theme from Superman, interesting. So when did Desert Island Discs debut? Luke, what are you thinking?
I felt like it would be post-Second World War.
OK.
So I've gone with 1960.
1960. Sarah, what are you thinking?
Well, I've listened to Kirsty Young and I've listened to Sue Lawley, and I'm pretty sure there was somebody before that and maybe 2 or 3 people before that. So I've gone 1930, which is just a guess.
1930, pre-war. We've gone post-war, we've gone pre-war. Philippa, what do you
Roy Plumley.
Yeah.
I said 1959, then I crossed that out and
Okay.
put 1965.
1965, you've gone.
That makes me feel confident.
Does it?
Nabil, are you confident?
Not at all. First I wrote 1950. Then I heard you ask if someone has been on it, and I'm like, hang on, no one's that old here.
I wasn't on the first episode, just to clarify.
You did the pilot, right?
But I just thought, how long could that show possibly last with all the changes that have been? Anyway, this is
2007, you say. Yeah, I feel bad now because I feel like we threw him a curveball. So I think, without giving anything away, 1950 would have been a better guess. So let's take a look. When was the first Desert Island Disc and who scored a point? It was 1942. Sarah, you're just closest. Very well done. Very well played. Sarah gets another point there. Write me down the year in which the first person officially runs 100 metres in under 10 seconds. What do you think at home on this one? First person to run under 10 seconds. OK, everyone is locked in. Claire, we will start with you.
I think because I think Ben Johnson is the fly in the ointment, as it were.
OK.
That might have been the illegal one. I think and I don't know that it happened at the Olympics first, if you see what I mean. So although I've gone for an Olympic year, I have a feeling actually that
it was before then.
Linford Christie was 10 point something. So I may have gone too early. I've gone 1992.
1992, says Claire.
But I'm thinking, did it happen not at the Olympics?
Yeah. Maureen, what was your thinking here?
1972.
1972, says Maureen. So a 20-year difference there. Jamie?
I think you're all wrong. I did go different century again, and then I changed it. 1904.
1904?
Yeah, they were quick.
Yeah, listen, I don't think we need to worry too much about Jamie and this. It definitely happened in my lifetime.
You sure?
Yeah, I remember it.
OK.
Mike, what were you thinking?
I don't really know. I went for 1985. That's supposed to be an 8.
Interesting.
Failed to draw an 8.
Yeah, it feels like maybe Mike. Definitely not Jamie.
If I'm right, it's a chance to win, because I don't...
Are you sure? It's 80s or 90s.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Well, we don't know yet, because we haven't seen the answer.
And we will find out, but yeah, it wasn't...
I don't think it was the 19th century.
Get ready to eat your words.
OK.
Let's find out, shall we? The year was...
Oh, my
1968.
word.
Well.
Huh?
Jim Hines at the Mexico Olympics. So a point to Maureen.
Yes.
Well done, Maureen.
Well done.
Here's your final question in this round. I wonder in which year this happened, please. Julius Caesar is assassinated. When was that?
It's a big one.
Yeah, it was a big one, isn't it?
That was a big one.
Yeah, I remember watching the news. Yes. Yes, exactly right.
I've got a feeling this could be quite embarrassing, potentially.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, in this round, I think embarrassment is out of the window because I've been 1,000 years out on questions before.
Have you been 1 trillion years out?
I've never been 1 trillion years out, not yet. I've not Jamie Langed it, as we call it in the business. OK, everybody is locked in. What do you think at home on this, Julius Caesar? When was he assassinated? Maureen,
I can't even.
No, I know. Let's just, you know what? Let's all agree never to speak of this question again. 108 AD. Yeah, it's there or thereabouts, isn't it, surely? Around that era, a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's not the 18th century. Jamie, what are you thinking?
405 BC.
405 BC.
Look, he's written it too brute at the bottom.
Yeah. Is that a point?
Mike, what are you thinking?
I'm quite similar to Maureen. I went for 78 AD.
78 AD.
OK.
And yeah, that's a relief, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Claire?
I thought Julius Caesar was BC, but I might be wrong. I went 176.
176 BC. We're a little bit BC, or BCE we say these days.
I did originally put 76 BC, and then I put the 1 in front of it. Might regret that.
Let's find out the answer and who has won the point. 44 BC.
I should have put
the closest.
BC.
Mike.
Even though I got
Not
wrong
by
side
much.
of the...
Yeah, wrong side
I
of
shouldn't have put the 1 in.
Wrong side of the old Jesus event. Alessandro Volta invents the first electric battery. When did that happen? Oh, no. I mean, OK. Jesse, any clue here at all?
No, I am very bad with anything to do with history.
Yeah.
I've gone for 1882.
1882?
I just feel like it was earlier than we think.
AJ, earlier than you think?
If I could have changed it, I would change it now, but I've wrote 1935, but I feel like I'm too late. I should have gone earlier.
Should have gone earlier, but 1935, you said. Aisha, what are you thinking?
I've actually gone very close to Jessie, and I've gone for 1880.
1880, very close to Jessie. Simon, who are you close to?
I haven't a clue, but I'm right in the middle of you all. I've gone for 1903.
1903, so we've got 2 in the 20th century, 2 in the 19th century. What do you think at home on this one? When was the first electric battery invented by Alessandro Volta? Who scored a point? 1800.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
1800, Aisha, you win the point. Wow. It was much earlier than you thought, Jessie. 1800. You're both in the right century, though.
Yeah, wow.
Next question. Henry VIII is born. I mean, listen, we've all done it at school. I'm sure of that.
All done at school,
but I can't.
Why can't I remember anything?
It's going to be embarrassing,
So
isn't it?
glad I don't play this round.
I literally blank. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I'm just going to write a number and then I'm just going to...
Write a number. We
It's
will
gonna get
skirt
embarrassing.
over whatever it is. OK, and we'll never have to think about it again. Everyone is locked in. AJ, we start with you, I fear to tell you. Let's just say a number and move on.
1600.
1600.
And a bit of confusion, just...
Yeah, doesn't sound... I think you got away with it. Aisha, up or down?
Down 1500.
1500. 1600, 1500. So far, so 24-hour clock. Simon, what are you saying?
Down a little bit more, 1458. Just random, I don't know.
1458. Yeah. And Jessie?
1663.
1663. What do you think at home? I know some of you will know who's got the point already. Let's find out, shall we? When was Henry VIII born? Who scored a point? 1491. Aisha gets another point. Very close. Very well done. 1491. Well played. The first St Paul's Cathedral in London is founded.
Oh. I didn't know the one we have at the moment is the second.
Or probably
third.
like
Or
the
third.
7th or something, isn't it? You know what cathedrals are like.
I thought you were going to go, you know what St Paul's like?
You know what St Paul's like, and he's always changing.
Never happy with it.
Changing his mind. He goes, do you know what? Actually, I think I'd like a dome.
And it's our taxpayer money that's funding St Paul's extension.
It's unbelievable, right? Dev, what's your thinking here?
I tried to channel a school trip I went on in about year 5. So I don't know if this is a fake memory or it's there somewhere in the ether. I feel like it was 1790.
1790, says Dev. Ivo, what are you thinking?
I've just gone with 1575.
1575.
Nice. Elizabethan.
Zoe.
I've gone pretty early. I guess this is medieval, I don't know, but I've gone 1198.
Oh, wow.
1198, says Zoe. So a big difference of opinion here. Maisie, where have you gone?
I watched in the hotel last night Cunk on Britain, which I love.
Oh,
but
yes.
I'm very aware that that is not the best thing to watch for accuracy. But
Sometimes it is.
I'm sure she mentioned that it was rebuilt after the Great Fire of London.
Ooh. OK.
The difficulty being, I don't know when the Great Fire of London... So I've had to guess when the Great Fire of London was and go a bit before that, and I've gone with 1682.
1682, says Maisie. Great Fire of London, 1666.
Oh!
Well, there was a fun date to remember.
Yeah.
What do you think at home on St Paul's Cathedral, the original? Let's find out. What's the answer? Who scored a point?
Oh, my God!
No way!
Wow. Zoe gets the point. The Church of England's first female priests are ordained. When did that happen, please? What do you think at home on this?
Oh, no. Well, done it now.
OK, everyone's in. What do you think at home on this one? Aid, what was your thinking?
My thinking was the only one I know is that sitcom that Dawn did. And
What's it called? What's it called?
Dawn.
Vicar of Dibley.
Dawn French to the rest of us. But,
And I thought, well, that started early 90s, so they must have happened around then. It must have been a current thing, so I went for 1991.
1991 says Aid. Kima, what are you saying?
Well, this guy has more faith in the patriarchy than I do. I went with 1965.
1965.
Just hopeful.
Hopeful. Angela, what are you saying?
Well, I'm similar thinking to Aid about Vicar of Dibley. And I remember that all happening when I was at school, so I've gone the same as Aid. I've gone 1991.
1991.
Wow.
How about that? It's also a palindrome. Beatty, what are you saying?
I've gone slightly later just because I feel like I remember it. So I put 1993. Yeah, right?
1993, says Beatty. Yeah, not looking great for you, Kima. I love the fact that most people have gone via Vicar of Dibley to go for this. Let's take a look, shall we? Which year did that happen?
Ooh.
1994.
Oh my gosh.
Beatty, year out. I'm going to give you 2 points again for being a year out.
I thought I was going to be so bad at this game.
Let's see what we do with our final question, shall we?
I'm the champion of this round.
Oliver Twist is first published in serial form. When was that, please? Don't think I'm giving away spoilers when I say it was by Charles Dickens.
Oh, right.
You know Oliver Twist, yeah.
Yeah.
The Jilly Cooper one was...
That changes things. Hang on.
What do you think at home on this one? Oliver Twist. When would that be published?
Keep changing my mind. This one, right, stick to that.
When did... Oh, no. Oh.
Kima, what are you saying?
Oh, come on, man. Don't ask me. Was he a chimney sweep? What was his job?
Dickens? I'm being told he was an author.
So I was like, when did chimney sweeps happen? And then I was like, but when was that? Anyway, 1807, okay?
1807, says Kima, 1807. Angela, what are you saying?
Well, I've got in my head that he died in 1870. That could be completely wrong, but I've just got that in my head.
Oh, my
God. I don't know how soon before he died he wrote it. So I've just gone 1854, a bit of a stab in the dark, so I don't know where in his...
1854, says Angela. Beatty, what are you saying?
I think I've gone a bit too early. I've gone 1810.
1810.
I feel so good about the fact that this starts with 18.
Yeah, you feel vindicated, right? And Aid, what are you saying?
Well, now she's told me that he died in 1870. I think I've got the wrong date.
I might be wrong, though. I've just got that in my head, which can't necessarily be trusted.
1868. Perhaps it killed him. So, let's find out, shall we? When was Oliver Twist first published and who scored a point? 1837. Angela, you are closest there. That is the end of that round.